What's poppin', guys? In this video I'm going to show you the quarter 137, and this is going to be the intro to the entire defensive scheme that I'm running. And when I say that, that doesn't mean that this is the formation that has all the crazy blitzes or anything along those lines. A lot of people, I guess previous years and so forth, they've used their base defenses as defenses that get crazy pressure. You see a lot of people on YouTube doing it. You see a lot of people on different sites, and even to some degree the stuff that we use at Madden Daily. We pretty much come out these crazy blitzes and we force our opponent to respect the blitz. I've actually just played a full role reversal the last couple months, and I've changed it up a bit. Now I am forcing my opponent to show me all of their routes. If I can see what they are going to throw when they do pass while also stopping the run, I can then adjust to it. I don't need crazy pressure in order to force my opponent to show me all of their reads. Obviously, when you bring the pressure, your opponent is able to, dink and dunk down the field if they're smart. Whereas this kind of role that I'm playing right now is a bit different. What I'm doing is I'm forcing my opponent, as I mentioned, to show me their offense. I want them to show me who they're going to, in what situations, who their first, second read is, and once you can figure out how they play and where they're going with the ball, then when you do decide to blitz, now you're able to jump those specific routes and really force your opponent into trouble. So, this is the intro, as I mentioned, and what I'm doing with this formation is I'm stopping the run, specifically inside zones, and I'm going to force my opponent to beat very good coverage. So the plays we only really use two plays, that being the two-man QB contain and cover 4 drop. So we'll start with two-man QB contain, and we'll show you how we stop the run, and it's the same look that we do for everything. So pretty much we want to just come out base align, or not, excuse me, we're not base aligning, we're just pressing. Now after that, we want to take this middle linebacker, set him into the A-gap, and then move this guy over. So whichever side the running back is on, you want to pick up that defensive end and move him pretty much right in front of this guard. That way you're creating this little A-gap look, and what's going to happen when you blitz that linebacker down, he's going to shoot directly up the A-gap and tackle the running back on this inside zone. The only weakness to that is people that like to cut back. So what you would like to do is you would like to take the strong safety and just user him, especially against a formation like this where there's no outside receiver. And what you'll see happen is, well, got ran on that time, but it's pretty much fluky. We'll go ahead and do it again. So we're just blitzing the middle linebacker as we come out of the huddle, moving dude over, setting him in the A-gap. So we're creating this little gap control type thing, and as you see, the middle linebacker that is blitzing shoots straight down and tackles the running back. So once your opponent sees this, they're not going to be able to run the inside zone. What they're going to be forced to do is they're going to try to pass. And with 137, we have corners manned up on everybody. So these two tight end sets that a lot of people love to run, those tight ends are never going to get open. So pretty much now you're able to simply just take away specific reads here and there, and you're going to really, get to see your opponent's entire offense. A lot of the times they're going to really struggle with just this one concept. Without us blitzing or doing anything crazy, I mean, you could just run this and some people will be completely boxed. As you see, inside zone is completely dead. We'll go ahead, we'll flip the play so you can see what you would do if they flipped. So if they flip, you're doing the same thing. You're then just taking this defensive end and moving him over, and you're good to go. You'll see he'll shoot down, inside zone is dead. So if you don't want to do that, say they've actually shown that they can beat a cover 2 shell, like a two-man under type defense. Well, you can do the same thing with cover 4. Now, cover 4 is slightly different because you want to move this linebacker, or the defensive end, linebacker, whoever you put there, you want him to be in the A-gap. Because the linebacker that is directly over the center, the middle guy, he's going to kind of shift over to the left for no real apparent reason. But you can do the same thing. Just blitz him down, then you can adjust your coverage. What I also like to do when I run cover 4 is I like to bluff blitz the safety. And then that's it. So you'll see here, even though the linebacker didn't come free, the safety did. And there's nowhere to go running the ball. So we're doing the same thing. Just moving this dude back. If you want, you could bluff blitz the flat guy. I mean, you could really get creative with it. I mean, you could put this dude into a zone. Like, you can really play around with the cover 4 shell, because the guy that you want coming free is going to either be that safety or the linebacker, all depending on who the guard decides to go after. But one of the two will be coming in free. So once again, you just move dude up, and you're good. So bluff blitz whoever you want. I mean, you could man up the slot guy. I mean, you can adjust the coverage how you see fit. And then, as you'll see here, their inside zone is just dead. So now you have a man and a zone version of stopping the inside zone. And although we're not generating any pressure out of here, we're not really blitzing many. We're rushing 3, maybe 4 people max, depending on what you do. So say you don't want to, you don't want to blitz that middle linebacker. You don't have to blitz him. You could put him into a spy, or you could simply bluff blitz him. So just move dude over, bluff blitz him. And although it's not going to be as good, you'll see that there's still nowhere really to run. And the O-line just doesn't know how to pick up this alignment. So once you move this defensive end over, all of these guys kind of just don't know what to do. You got 3 people on the right and only 1 person to block. So just move that dude over. Like I said, you could spy him if you want to. You could zone out this guy. Well, if you zone out this guy, you have to blitz him. So I mean, you could play around with it. I mean, get creative with taking away your opponent's reads and whatnot. So I mean, as you'll see though, I mean, inside zone is just non-existent. You won't be able to run the inside zone. And with this concept, you're really going to force your opponent into showing you their entire playbook. A lot of people don't have an entire playbook, so they're going to be showing you the same 2, 3, 4 routes maybe. And then once you can start to adjust to those, your opponent's going to be in a box, and we haven't even brought up blitz yet.